That's offensive, as if those two words constitute an argument.
A number of figures on the left have denounced this show as racist.
That is very offensive.
Caitlyn Jenner was Woman of the Year, but she hasn't been woman for an entire year. Oh, that's so offensive.
Honestly, I find it offensive.
I am so offended.
I was offended and dismayed.
There's a lot of music full of the N-word.
That's racist!
By the way, and the B-word.
Everything is sexist.
And the H-word.
Hate speech is not protected by the First Amendment. Yes, it is. Threats are not protected by the First Amendment.
Everything is racist.
That's offensive to me, that kind of language.
Everything is homophobic.
And it's offensively unfunny.
Sometimes you don't choose the right words, or you say the wrong thing. I have done that.
Sometimes you do have to risk it.
We don't.
Right?
Should we have beer? I want a beer. Do you want to? If I buy you fly. What should we get?
I don't like
PBR. Should we get PBR?
PBR kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm down with the high life too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the champagnes.
We could do some beer champagnes. Yeah. You're the best, baby. I love you.
You are the best, Brian. Hands down.
I love you too, but I'm not gonna kiss you.
I don't love you that much.
Fine, it's Pride Week.
I don't love you that much, man.
We're all in the spirit.
I want to, but I can't.
If you were dying, like if you had poison,
I'll allow it.
Suck it out of you, but
Where would you suck it out? Like, are there places you wouldn't suck out the poison?
It's a tough one.
Like, if someone got
Are you really
like,
gonna die?
what if someone?
Can I cut it off and we sew it back on?
What if somebody like got bit by a snake in their butthole?
No. If anyone got bitten
What would you
on their asshole by a snake, they deserve to be bitten on their asshole by a snake. Like, I'm not gonna save your life. That's stupidity at its finest. There's reasons why there's Darwin Awards. That would be winner number one in my opinion.
I don't know.
How'd you die? Oh no.
I got bit on the asshole. Yeah, right. The point is I found someone. I found someone to suck out the poison. That's the important part.
Everybody's naked, showering together. Like I had my bathing suit on, showering.
I feel like it brings us closer together.
No.
Like it makes us more human. Like
it does.
You know, like
the
images we see of naked bodies nowadays aren't even real images.
Well, like that's why there's more violence on TV in America and more sexuality in European, television shows. So
I just think we need to see more human bodies in their natural state.
You just need to see more penises swinging.
Yeah. Fine. That'd be like me being like, you want to see more titties, don't you? Don't you, you titty wanting to see her? Yeah.
No, I'm married now.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean you still don't want to see titties all the time. Just like, I always see dicks all the time, but it doesn't mean I love Brian any less.
Yeah.
So how do we even get started on this conversation?
I think.
Where did this come from?
Well, one of the segments we do get into on the show is the last time you've had sex. It's a running segment on our show. So the two people with regular sex partners. When is the last time you guys have had sex?
That's a funny story.
Jerking off doesn't count. I already asked.
That is a funny story.
If you jerk yourself off with your hands, it doesn't count.
Ooh.
If you can suck your own dick, I'll count that. We'll count that. That counts as sex. If you can do that,
shit.
That
that means you're woke.
Like if you're getting your dick wet on your own,
you're pretty woke.
Or if you can get it into your own butt somehow, like that, we'll give you a point for that. That'll count too. So, have either of those applied to you?
You deserve I feel like you deserve 2 points for that one.
Not at all. Yay, the beer sir. No, last time I had sex, funny, I am married.
Yay.
But let's see, it was like 2 days before Memorial Day.
Okay. Yep.
But it's only because,
yeah. I'm rocking like 9 months.
9 months?
I think it's been October, early October.
I think like
I'm going strong too. It was actually really rough for like 6 months.
Is that by choice?
Yeah, a little both. Yeah.
Are you getting ready for like priesthood?
Yeah, actually, fatherhood.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of over like party scene and like hooking up. Just kind of like makes me sad.
It's depressing, dude.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, the last 3 times I've had sex, it's been like hookups with like one night stands, and all 3, it's just like, oh man, like.
Really?
You know,
you
just
guys feel that way
unfulfilling,
too?
sad. You know, it's like good sex, good night, and then the next morning it's just so like, man, I need to stop doing this. So after like 3 of those, you're just like, all right, like I guess I'm just gonna stop. And I keep going on dates, but I just keep not doing it.
I thought Tinder was like the wild wild west out there. You know, like swipe right if I want to fuck, and then swipe left.
I think for the girls. I think for girls it is. Yeah.
It is. I don't know.
I don't know.
See, you don't know either. When's the last time you?
It's been years.
Did you ever use Tinder?
Okay, no.
Yeah.
But okay, so not true. I never used it to meet someone, really. But Ariel and I would do it like when I would be all depressed about a dude. Like we just go on and swipe right or left until we felt better. You know, and we would laugh at them.
No, is left no?
Yeah.
So you're just knowing everyone. I'm better than you.
No, I was like, look at this guy. It was seriously really entertaining at first to be like, look at all that's going on. It was really funny. And then I did try downloading, I think, like Bumble for like 12 hours.
That's the one where it's like the woman has to go first, right?
Yes. And you get all these weird, like if you click that you like them, all these weird messages. Like, I mean, I don't remember how it was, but they can send you a message and then you choose to accept or not. Something like that. Like, I don't know. It was weird. There's just very overwhelming as a girl. I don't know how guys feel, but like, as a girl, it's just like, you already get guys in real life. Now you have like pretend guys coming at you too. Dude, I was listening to NPR News, and I hate to I don't want to Debbie Down it, but like they're talking about how like social media is turned to marketing into this whole other thing where like we can study you and we know what emotional triggers you have, and then use that against you in order to inspire you to buy, which is probably in the future going to be like illegal somehow. Like right now, it's the Wild West.
Like it would figure out that like you're grumpy right now and then sell you products that would like
here's some tampons.
Play on that. Yeah, or exactly.
Don't touch me. Get the fuck out of here. I need some tampons.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say I need some tampons.
Because I mean, I guess like weed maps could be like, oh yeah, like you know, it's just weird like how Google knows, like you know, your phones are really listening to you,
dude.
They're listening to us right now.
Speaking of tampons, you get those ads when it's around that time.
Really?
It knows.
It knows.
Do you use an app?
No.
To map out your flower circles?
Nope.
The moon cycles.
Yes. About time, the high life.
I know.
I'm kind of getting woke on Instagram. I think they sell you sex, or am I just 9 months into not having sex and I'm like this?
No, everything is constantly selling you sex all the time. Is it a
so I had this thought like 2 or 3 months ago. So I run I run the North Park radio page and I run my own like private Instagram page, right? So my private one's mostly just friends, like my friends, a lot of people from back home, from Illinois, that kind of thing. And it's like guys and girls, just a healthy mix of just all my friends, you know? And my North Park radio page is a lot of artists. Same thing. It's just kind of like a lot of like artists, local businesses, all that kind of stuff. So it's just like a healthy mix of guys and girls, you know? But if you go onto my Instagram, it's like girl, guy, girl, band, girl. It's like everything is like a girl, and it's all their selfies. It's always like the pictures of the girls.
Well, you fall in that
and
demographic.
the stories too, like the story modes and stuff are all. I mean, if you pull it up, it's like all the females. So I had this thought like 3 months ago. I'm like, dude, am I like perving out or something? Like, does it like because obviously it's like an algorithm, right? So I'm like, I'm kind of like, I'm starting to like question myself. I'm like, dude, am I just like horny and desperate and like subconsciously only liking all my hot girls? But it was both pages. It was both the business and the personal.
Well, you fall into a demographic. And if I'm a lazy marketer, I'm going to be like, I don't know, blanket this ad to men with dicks between the age of whatever and whatever. And I feel like that you would fall into that.
Yeah.
As a default marketing thing.
It's like my friends. It's like my. Right? But you know what I mean? Instead of showing my friend Mark's wedding pictures or whatever.
Oh, you mean your personal friends that are posting sex things as well?
Not even. It's not even like. It's not that it's like sex things. It's just the fact that it like the pictures that Instagram's algorithms are selecting to show me are like an excessive amount of the female followers. So both pages. So in my friend group, it's doing this, and also on like my North Park Radio.
So how are you feeding the algorithm?
So that my thought at first. So exactly, my thought at first is I'm just being a perv. I'm being a perv. And so this is about 3 months ago.
Windows?
No. See, like I'm not like creepy. Like I'm genuinely not. But then I'm like, so then I'm thinking like, well, it must be like subconscious, right? It must be like that I am creepy without thinking I'm creepy.
Like that's going through. And same thing with you have a Facebook page.
But I don't ever really use Facebook like ever. But I have the page. It's there, yeah.
Okay. Do you like things on that Facebook page?
No.
Do you like any comments?
No.
Do you like anything on Instagram?
Instagram, yeah. So yeah. So that's my thinking, right? So my likes on Instagram are kind of feeding into the algorithm, right?
Are you liking like chicks' pictures and?
So I must have. So hear me out. So hear me out, because I think I'm going to answer all these questions. So hear me out, because so like about 3 months ago, I'm like, okay, I have these thoughts. I'm like, I'm a fucking perv. Like I need to stop, And I'm not trying to be perverted. So I'm like, okay, I'm like consciously thinking like, okay, let's stop clicking like on all my friends that are girls' likes. So even pictures that aren't even like scandalous, just like my friend posts a picture of, her and her bridesmaid at her wedding. Mm-hmm. I just like on purpose. It's like a picture I would just.
Don't feed the algorithm.
I'm like on purpose. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like a science project.
So for the last 3 months, I've been like going out of my way to specifically not like the females on both pages, so North Park and my own. And it's weird because it is almost like I'm trying to manipulate the computer. 3 months later, so I went yesterday, and it's more women than ever. It's more. I swear to God, it's more.
Oh, it's like you missed.
It's almost like I think it's like, oh man, you're missing out on all these hot women. I think they're just like feeding all. I think they know I'm a young male, and so I think
that's
they're
what I'm saying. Like,
what's going to bring you back to our app is all of your hot female friends.
Absolutely,
and it's feeding me that. Even though I'm like manipulating the algorithm to not be women, it still is like forcing the women on me.
It's them. It's not you. It's them. And so, like, they're like,
when has that been said?
When they, right? But they test it, and they're like, who responds the best to our stuff is this group. So if you just so happen to fall into that group,
millennial single men
who
haven't had sex in 8 months.
But you're an outlier, I guess, if it doesn't appeal to you, because most dudes it's gonna, because like, yeah.
But it's crazy. So like I went to I could probably pull it up right now.
Like what if you were
let's
gay?
Do a test right now.
Would you still get it?
No, you'd probably get. Again, it goes off of what you've searched, what types of things you're clicking on, what types of posts you're clicking on.
That's true, because it's serving up. It's an echo chamber.
You click on is just data points to them.
Right? Isn't it an echo chamber?
Probably monitor like what your mouse is hovering.
So look, you pull up like search.
Yeah.
It's all girls. Look at it. Girl. This is like the random stuff too, like the suggestion or whatever.
What's that?
Aren't they all just like, it's like, well, I don't know.
Well, how often?
That guy is holding Chinese Buddha statues.
Oh.
So other than the one weird Asian man holding Chinese Buddha statues on my timeline, isn't it all like, look at every single picture is like girl.
Hey.
They're not like sexy. It's not like bikinis, but it's all like selfies of young 20-year-old girls.
But that's another thing you're not considering is
and then my whole stories. Look at my stories. I don't even like follow these girls.
A lot of girls are doing that.
Girl. It's like what?
That's true.
Too.
It's crazy.
They're putting.
I'm on to you, Instagram.
On there.
Instagram's trying to make us perverted. I'm onto you.
They're constantly
I've spent 3
trying
months
to.
trying to like manipulate the algorithm in the other way, and I feel like it's almost gone
You do know
in the reverse
Facebook
direction.
owns Instagram, right?
What?
Yeah, well, yeah, but do they really?
Do they?
Yeah, they
I'm
bought
sure they're all in
Inst-
bed with
They're
each
the
other.
same, yeah.
Facebook bought Instagram out. That's
When did that happen?
Does Google own
just
them
like
though?
Google owns
Doesn't Google
YouTube.
own everyone though?
I mean, they do now because of all the data. They're like, we know what you've been looking up.
So
Yeah. They have enough like blackmail on Zuckerberg that they just.
Google, Facebook, and Apple, and Amazon. Those are the 4 main companies. Those are the 4 companies in the tech industry right now.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And they own all your data. Like everything
Yeah.
you're searching on Amazon, Amazon knows.
Yeah.
Everything you're doing on Facebook.
Yeah, your
Instagram knows.
your behavior is being studied,
Everything
and then
you're searching
people are
on
coming up
Google.
with tactics and paying good money in order to convince you to alter that behavior.
Yeah.
Right. That's.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna get into that because that's not this kind of show. But yeah.
Right?
Why are you drinking?
Kind of is.
Jeez.
Just share a sip, man.
Oh, but it's totally different in Korea. Korea is awesome. Like, Facebook doesn't exist really. Or Facebook exists now, but
What's the one in China? Isn't there some? There's like a. It's like the Facebook, but in China.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like the most popular social media, and like, exactly like no one here has even heard of it because it's like only in China, but it's like.
That's what they use.
800 million people use it because it's
800 million. I wonder why.
State mandated.
Like you have Alibaba, which is
that's the Amazon of China.
Yeah.
They're the number. I think they're now number 1, right, in the world. I think they just beat Amazon out for. Like the guy that owns that is gonna be the number 1 richest eventually.
Holy shit!
Eventually, maybe.
Right?
Because they have like the European market.
You know, but there is this emerging market of people like kind of rejecting that and like reusing things and not buying things that are new. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's like small, but it's happening.
There's
People
a lot of things coming. Like
more sustainable.
Yeah.
I think everyone's just kind of waking up and being like.
What have we been doing for the last 50 years?
Fuck you.
What have we been...
Like, the people in power are actually for the first time like shaking,
Well,
and no one's really talking about that. But I feel like in reality, it's kind of with the internet and all this stuff. Yeah, as I say into a microphone. Hello, NSA handler. NSA handler listening to me in a.
They're experiencing free thought.
Oh no, they're getting woke. They're actually woke. Yeah.
Let's make sure to pay attention to that.
Jeez.
No, I kind of feel. I mean, I just kind of feel like that, right? When people are like authority figures or like Trump comes out and says something, and everyone's first reaction is just like "fuck you." Everyone's just so skeptical and cynical and critical of
on your YouTube
what
searches,
happens.
How many conspiracy videos come up?
A lot.
Oh yeah.
But I search them out.
Well, no, my girlfriend told me something,
I
and then I
humor.
watched like 1 or 2 things, and then I went down this rabbit hole of like, oh my god,
And that's how it begins.
insaneness,
And then I went down this rabbit hole.
and
But
craziness.
You two are just 2 people in this, like 300 million people of the United States. Like, and you guys at least have the education to suss out the bullshit. But like, think about other people in other regions who don't.
They believe it.
/ also me a little bit.
Well,
like, don't exclude me from that. Actually, I think you think too highly of me.
I'd say 15% maybe of me.
I believe in.
I'm not fully convinced the Earth is round. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know what? I can't get in a rocket ship and go up and prove it.
I'm 74% sure the Earth is globe.
Right?
Okay.
You can assess
but
percentages.
not all the way. Like, there's some things that like don't make sense. You know. But it's like those things. Like, I just don't know. I don't know.
Like what?
And also, like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Kind of.
Get a basketball. Right?
The one thing I don't believe that people that like the one thing that like will cause arguments, which We can argue about it if you want. I won't. Yeah. We can argue or not. I don't care. But I don't think we went to the moon. So for real, like I legit 100. I think it's 100% bullshit.
Kubrick and all that jazz, huh?
That might even be fake, but I just think it's impossible for us to have gotten to the moon, especially to like live stream it. Like all the weird little details where they're like, we got there, everything was perfect, no one got hurt. You know, the spaceship looks like it's made out of tinfoil.
No, you know
There's
what?
all these like illogical things. Like the speed
record.
they went was like illogical. The fact that they said they live streamed
Someone's going on record.
The fact that it was like in 1960s, like it just seems like it was like we did not have the technology.
No, I agree.
Like if you would have
with
told me 95 and had a little more believable of a story, like I'd buy it. But it just seems a little too.
Like
that'll like cause fights. Like I'll like if I bring that up at a family dinner, that'll like cause a fight. But it's like who fucking cares? Like honestly, if it came out that it was like faked, it's just like, well, it just proves they're really good at lying, you know. But like, what would it really change? Like, it wouldn't really like ruin any worlds.
No,
or like,
I look at it this way. I can safely say I don't know what happened, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But if you were to come out and be like, "Yeah, it was a hoax," I'd be like, "Fucking." I'm not surprised. Like, you can't surprise me anymore, especially when it comes to like, you know, marketing, especially when it comes to like, you know, we work in marketing, we work behind the scenes of that shit sometimes. Like, and you see like they are studying, they are like, you know, I took women's studies classes at the same time as majoring in marketing in college. So I would like leave one class and go to another and be like, you're taking advantage of us. You're teaching us how to take advantage of us.
So then you guys know the whole like
it's like diabolically brilliant though, right?
The Stanley Kubrick conspiracy, right?
For the most part, yeah.
And how like The Shining was the evidence like that.
Yeah, some of the things like the room number and then
Dude,
like
that whole
little kid's shirts.
And
he had like the rocket on the shirt
I'm
or something.
Not into that.
And all that.
It's so weird.
All the number stuff is weird.
It's just I
think you're just buying into it.
Right?
Something fishy. Well, we do have a little section here called Conspiracy Corner. Do you want to dive into that?
Do it. Yeah.
Get your thoughts on some of the conspiracies. Yeah. I'm not fully convinced the Earth is round. 74% sure the Earth is globe.
You're teaching us how to take advantage of us.
Who on the moon told us not to go back? What aliens did they run into that were like, get the fuck out of here and don't ever come back? The mafia aliens. But I don't think we went to the moon. Whoa. It's like a double government psyop conspiracy. So one is moon landing. Moon landing? Do you think we did?
I completely believe that we landed on the moon. Like technology-wise, I think really what did it was the fact that Russia had sent a satellite into the moon, into space, and that scared the shit out of us, and we were like, "Fuck it, we're going on the moon.
We're doing it." Yeah,
but it probably wasn't as glamorous as like they made it out to be to the public. Like it happened, but not in the way that we saw on television. Maybe,
right? But I think they've done some other devious shit because they've been to the moon, and that's the thing is they know that like there's like helium-3 is on the moon, and helium-3, just a kilogram of helium-3. Could power a city for a year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
so that could be like an energy conspiracy too, where they're like trying to suppress.
Well, if you've ever seen the movie,
because that's what
that's what
who on the moon told us not to go back.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Right? Like, what aliens did they run into that were like, get the fuck out of here and don't ever come back?
That rabbit hole.
That could be the conspiracy that it's like we really went, but
so we want the conspiracy is to tell you we faked
the mafia
We don't want
aliens.
you to believe that we went to the moon.
Right?
Ooh, mind blown.
I know the conspiracy is the conspiracy.
Right, yeah. Like the conspiracy is telling you that we didn't. We did it, but you want to think that we didn't do it because we don't want you to think that we really did it.
Right.
They told us not to come back, and that's another conspiracy. So, welcome to this web of like government lies.
So there really are aliens at Area 51.
Well, that's the thing I heard about the flat Earth is it's like it's the government is the one. The government is secretly doing the flat Earth conspiracies because they want crazy people, to believe it. So it's like a government conspiracy to make people believe that there's a government conspiracy happening.
Whoa.
It's like a double government psyop conspiracy.
Holy shit.
To create like arguments online, you know?
To keep them distracted.
Keep everyone fighting and calling each other crazy and stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And you can easily identify the crazies.
Oh,
like
flat earther?
Oh, yeah. Found him right here.
He's a flat earther.
This
right
one.
Just put a fucking sign on it.
Come get him, fellas.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Boom.
I did hear a cool like flat Earth theory, a flat Earth video. You know, where you're just like, okay, like some of this stuff is like, okay, like makes you question, and then some of the stuff you're just like, all right, come on, man. You know, it's a little goofy.
Did you see the documentary on Netflix?
I didn't, but I heard it was like a weird, but I think they made everyone out to be like a little
nutty,
comical, stupid
Anyways,
on purpose.
finish the story. Yeah.
But I don't know, yeah. That's an opinion about someone watching it, you know? I don't know, reliable. But I heard the theory that so say the Earth is flat and space is like a dome, right? So the question is like, what's the moon and what's the sun? And the guy said like the sun is like not an object, it's like the hole in the dome. It's like a portal through the dome. Like that's the opening in the dome. And like that's the entrance to God. And like heaven. And it's like, whoa, and then it's like that's where all life, like if you think about the sun, like that's what like all life comes from, is like the energy coming from the sun. So like the heavens provide all the, you know, the hole in the dome causes all the stuff.
It's just a leak
And
in
it's just
heaven's
like,
floor.
Whoa. I was like, man, I want that to, but I don't, and the more I think about that, it's like the only way that could really happen is if it was like a flat earth with a dome. But I'm like, I keep trying to make it like, how is this possible to happen with like a like the sun model that, you know, is like the one that makes sense. Like
I say blame,
because I just want to be like, man, wouldn't that be cool if you could like see heaven, you know, if like the sun was like a glimpse into heaven, you know? That's kind of cool.
That is cool to think about.
That would be a Vatican conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I've always had a battle with the sun. I've always like, just in like a funny way, I've always like mocked and hated the sun. Like I have sunburn right now and I'm like, dude, fuck you, sun. Fucking sun monster wins again. You know what I mean? Like, god damn it. Like, so I kind of want to spin it around and have it, whoa, wouldn't it blow my mind if the sun was actually the good guy? If the sun was actually heaven? And I've just been like mad at heaven the whole time for no reason.
Yeah, but I don't think that the son was a good guy. Not the.
Yeah, but like.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy do you guys think I am so far? On a scale of 1 to flat earther, how crazy am I?
I'm being like not crazy, super crazy.
Yeah.
I'd say about a 2.
Oh, whoa, really?
I was gonna say.
Okay, let's
5.
jack this up. Let's get to some of the.
I grew up in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my bar. Like that bar is pretty.
Like Obama's the the Antichrist, or like the Queen Elizabeth is a lizard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lizard face. I worry about those videos, you know, because like, what if someone's like not sound of mind, and then they're watching those videos and like taking them to heart, and like, you know, if you grew up like in a conservative like Southern Baptist environment, like sometimes you're like, oh, all that stuff we've been talking about is coming to light. Well, and it's like kind of fucking scary if you know.
Yeah, but you can't blame it on the videos. You have like snake handlers, so blame it on the Bible.
But there's this whole other world outside of that.
Misinterpretation of everything, you know what I mean? Like the Bible in itself, and people broke off into different branches of their own like beliefs. Welcome to this world of now people are branching off into other beliefs of government, other beliefs of because the information is there, whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
Well, not just that.
It's information that you're gonna take.
But there's like reality. It's just like everyone perceives it different. Right.
Yes,
everyone has different environments, different beliefs, different like things.
Totally, like statistics too. Like the
makes
more
sense, right?
we have a more population, so the more diverse that fucking shit is gonna be. You know, you're gonna have one guy who likes to do this now, or we never had that guy before, or girl, you know, or whatever.
That's what I never got about like political arguments where people are like, you know, socialism will never work. And it's like, yeah, like I'm a kind of like a pro-capitalist. Like I kind of do think like socialism hasn't worked, but it's like, but if you put it in the right place, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like if you get the right group of human beings in the right place that like all buy into the system and do it right, like I'm sure it would work. I'm actually confident it would work. And it just kind of goes with like everything, like every religion, every government system. It's like, I feel like they all work. It's just a matter of like the people have to buy into it. You know what I mean?
People have to buy
like,
into it.
People are going to be different in different regions based on like weather and climate and you know, just past religions and past events and stuff, like just their cultural heritage. Where it's like, I think some cultures can do some things and some other cultures can't, you know? But yeah, exactly. The problem is the corruption and the money, where it's like people start...
Yeah.
We go to Iraq and we're like, all right, you guys are going to be a democracy now after we bomb the fuck out of your country.
Right.
And then when Iraq's like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man.
Right.
All these crazy white Christian people coming over here bombing us and telling us what to do. Get the fuck out, you know?
What would
like, that kind of makes sense,
what would our like redneck people do if you came into Arkansas? I was like, all right, we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this over now, and they're like, what?
A bunch of like Chinese Confucians just came to like Alabama and
took
were
over.
like,
they would take to the trees, man. They would get fucking Robin Hood on their asses. It would be crazy. It would be crazy. Yeah.
And it's like, duh.
Yeah,
it's like,
everyone does that
course,
to like
right?
defend their home, right? Like,
but it's kind of like that. It's like, let Alabama just be their crazy fucking selves over there. You know, it's almost just like, stop telling them what to do. Like, let them be them crazy selves over there. You know,
pot of different.
But there's
that's literally what makes the Constitution. Like, the ability to believe whatever the fuck you want to believe.
And
you believe that aliens
voluntary association.
Fucking
like
cows.
Yes.
The betterments of like prostate cancer.
And it's easy for us to look at our own place where we came from and be so critical, but like, you know, in other places like we don't even have like, or they don't even have like the luxuries that we have. Like we can sit here and like insult like what's going on and say we're not happy with this. In some countries, like citizens don't have that luxury or right to be able to be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I mean, legally.
Yeah, like what?
Well, yeah.
You know, we can, and like we don't know what's going on. Like you never know what's really going on. That's the thing, and we never will, because we're not at that point in our lives. We're not fucking powerful people. We're just people. We're just lost in a drop, like you said, just a drop in the ocean. So at least enjoy yourself and have fun. Like don't spend it so much worrying and stressing about. Like, just be a decent person. Like, you're not gonna, I don't know. People get all caught up on that shit.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Fucking, all right?
Seriously.
Well,
that's all.
That's a heart-to-heart right there.
Yeah. It's real talk. It's real talk.
I'm sorry, I'm a human.
All that from conspiracy theories, you know? Like, wow, that's kind of a conspiracy theory within itself.
Wow.
Well, one of the conspiracies was, what's up with Iran?
Where'd you run to?
What's
How
up?
far?
so far away.
I just ran so far away.
What's up with that?
What? Then,
why are we trying to like kill him and stuff, and blow him up and stuff? Why are we being so mean and stuff? You know. Think it's like money.
Do you want the real?
We're just like racist. Like, why do we?
No, I'm sure there's like a threat there. Like, I mean, the goal is to keep us comfortable and ignorant, right? So they're not going to jeopardize that, all that capitalistic activity going on.
Keep the money.
They need to keep us buying shit and having it shipped over from one country to here, like to employ most of the world and keep this whole well-oiled machine going. There must be something going on there. They must have something we want.
Yeah. Earl. I got all that Earl.
I don't know.
Earl for sale.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That and the capability of making nuclear weapons.
That's scary too. Like
you have Saudi Arabia, which is right there. And Saudi Arabia doesn't really like Iran, and we side more with Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia generally has most of the oil.
Oh.
And like, I think this is them trying to start a war, like just a small skirmish, like, you know, like, because presidents generally, if they're not doing well, they start wars to go on to get another
like
term.
popularity,
right? Because they can't really have a president leave with a war going on, you know. So maybe it's alluding to that. I don't know. Like, I mean, you have like, what's the guy from Looney Tunes with the Texas guy with the mustache? Yosemite Sam.
Oh, rootin' tootin' is just give it all.
Like aide.
He's like really pigeon-toed.
And he really was
John
just,
Bolton guy.
Yeah. And he's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
he
Mr.
just wants
Mustache.
to start. He started the Iraq War, so like, I mean, that's where we're at today.
I mean, I want to ask somebody. Can I ask a guest?
Yeah. Phone a friend.
Can I phone a friend? I have a question. Hello? Brian, is that you? Hello? Well, the question that came up was, why are we in Iran?
Yeah, what's up with Iran?
Oh.
Is that why we want an embassy?
Maybe that's why we're so upset at them.
Put an embassy!
Right now!
Right?
We're like sending aircraft carriers over.
The Iran embassy was that Ben Affleck movie. What was it called?
Oh,
Argo?
Yeah, there was a movie with
there was a movie.
There
was a movie.
Isn't that sad? That's the extent of my
like where we were giving
knowledge.
weapons to Iran to help fight against the Kurds, right? And something like that. Like that's where Oliver North came in. There's a lot of scandals in the 80s about America helping Iran. Like,
it's so hard to keep up with everything, honestly, and like actually live your own life.
Because that's what American politics. The door swings both ways. Once someone's in power and they want to do something,
It's like dictator bad if he doesn't like us. Dictator
long as
good
he
if he.
I mean, it's that simple, right?
Dictator good guy if he dictator on our side.
Right.
Dictator bad guy if dictator not on our side.
I gotta take him out. He's got a lot of resources.
Democracy for everyone except for the people who
this is
help
just the
us.
fall of the Republican Party. I think. I don't know. That's another conspiracy in itself.
The Republican Party?
Oh, totally.
I think both are kind of crumbling, but I think the Democrat Party right now is what no one's talking about, right? Is all these young, new face.
But that's the problem.
Kind of quasi. I mean, they're even calling themselves socialists, right? But they're like socialist young buck kids.
Get it in line, kids. Like that's how the older Democrats are treated.
Well, yeah, you have the old guard. You have all those old,
right?
What is it? Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and all those people. Barbara Boxer, those people who've been there for like a while.
But they come from a different time.
Have everything in place.
Dude, like one thing about being like this time is back in the day, you could only do one task at a time. Because of technology, we get to do multiple tasks at a time concurrently. Like they don't even understand like that concept or that pace. Yes. But I'm not saying that there's not, it's just a very interesting time where the young people and the old people, like usually you look to the old people to help give you advice, but there's no one to give us advice on
the internet.
This shit.
Like fucking terrible.
Like
I'm not taking your advice.
Like,
you fucked everything up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust you. You're the reason
Partied forever and fucked everything up.
Dude, I have a theory. Like, they're like millennials won't get jobs. It's like, yeah, because the fucking boomers won't retire.
Well, yeah.
They fucking partied all that shit away. They didn't save any money. And now they're still working with us. So we can't get jobs.
Took all our stuff.
They took our jobs. Fucking boomers.
They took our fucking jobs.
Not
those boomers. Sorry, yeah, but the actual famous show that came up with that phrase. But it happened. It's a thing.
That's a conspiracy of mine. I think they're going to end Social Security after the boomers take it all. So all of us are going to work for like 40 years, pay into it, and they're just going to be like, oops, sorry, the Ponzi scheme's over.
Right.
Good luck, everyone.
There's too many.
As the boomers are like dying off after they lived like a long, comfortable life.
I was like, there's too many of them. They'll get all upset. There's too many. They'll overthrow.
Take all our money and be like, oops, sorry, I guess we messed up. Adios. Good luck.
Later.
We'll see. I mean, it's a Ponzi scheme, so it's like that has to happen eventually.
It's just the wealthy paying politicians to keep the wealthy wealthy. That's it.
Well, yeah.
That's how I see it.
But would you want to be wealthy? Wealthy people are fucking crazy. They have like these like weird mental like issues. Their lives are tragic.
Like in the Mediterranean, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, but then like you don't have any real human connections. Like,
but I have a yacht in the Mediterranean, and I can do whatever.
Yeah, but it's lonely if you don't have any friends. Like everyone's like only friends with you for your money.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, maybe I'm down with the first mate. I don't know. Maybe the captain will let me drive. You know, I'll consider them.
Yeah.
You pay your friends to be your friends.
You can call me like Gilligan, I guess.
Yeah.
I had this really like awe moment with this quote from JFK, because I guess JFK had like this lifelong best friend. There's rumors out there, but so his lifelong really close best friend was gay, closet gay man. But he also was like worked in like government too, so he was always like kind of like getting promoted and stuff by JFK. And when it came out, when it got exposed in like 1960, which was like a big deal to be gay, you know, as a gay man or whatever. They were like asking him about it. They're like, why are you keeping this gay man around as your friend and like on your staff? And it's kind of like, yeah, okay, that's whatever, 1960 scandalous. But JFK like had some quote, and it's not quote for quote, but like, or word for word, but it's like, he basically said like, as president of the United States, you don't get to make any new friends. Like, you cannot even possibly make a new friend. He's like, I'm not going to let go of the old ones, you know?
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, fuck yeah. Yeah. Kind of made me like, you know, get like 10 more respect cool points for JFK, you know?
It makes sense.
Like defending his gay friend at a time when that's like potentially could ruin your political career. Just like being
but
like,
he still sided
my friend
with him.
is gay, you know, that could like ruin your career. And then also just that quote of just like that is like a sad reality of like, how many people around you are your friend? Like ever, you know, you're the most powerful man, you know, everyone's trying to like kiss your ass or manipulate you.
That means you have no friends.
Whatever, yeah. And forever. I mean, even after you're president, it's still like, you still have like power and influence and like celebrity, you know?
Yeah.
So that's got to be sad. Like, doesn't justify like invading Vietnam or anything, you know, but you know.
Not at all.
That I kind of feel bad for George Bush, you know, but it's also like, yeah, I mean, fuck you. He probably also should be in jail for war crimes.
Ooh, speaking of a conspiracy theory to cover up a conspiracy theory.
Let's go into it.
What if Marilyn Monroe scandal with JFK was really to cover up, you know, he had a gay friend hanging around all the time. What if it was his lover?
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
I thought you were going to say...
And they used the Marilyn Monroe thing.
was really a dude.
Oh! That's even a conspiracy to cover up a conspiracy to cover up a conspiracy.
Super conspiracy. By the Vatican.
That's like a trifecta.
Yeah, like JFK
was kind of
gay. I'm just saying.
He was a gay. Again, by the Vatican. Again, the Vatican controls everything.
Dude, see? It all comes back.
JFK.
It all comes back to the lizard man.
In the Vatican.
What movies are
gay president was Jimmy Carter. And the third was George H.W. Bush.
We figured it out here tonight. You heard it.
And Trump was the fourth, fourth openly gay president.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's true.
Just disprove me.
Okay? Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't either, actually, at this point. What about... That is a conspiracy, though. This crazy one I saw is...
that Trump's gay?
No, do you remember the Brett Kavanaugh thing?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then the girl, the accuser, so Christine Blasey Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a conspiracy that said that they're the same person. And then you look up pictures and you're like, whoa, that could be the same person in makeup. What do you have to say about that? And her voice was a little weird. It did kind of almost sound like someone like faking a voice. It kind of sounded like someone trying to like a guy kind of trying to sound like a girl like that.
It's like, just throw this in. See if that works.
Can I ask?
I saw it was one of those things where I'm like, yeah, of course not, but it's like kind of funny, and you're kind of like, well,
you found this on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Well.
Just making sure.
/ made it up in my mind.
Ooh.
What do you think?
What do you think about? Because that's kind of a thing. Like, there's conspiracies about like people being double actors, where it's like,
yeah.
The one I saw was like, there's one of the actors is the same guy that's Jerry Sandusky. So like the whole Jerry Sandusky thing is like actually, it's all a big fake show, and like the guy is actually an actor being played by, I forget who's
Al
the
Pacino?
guy. That would be good. That would be good.
He actually played Sandusky in the movie, right?
Oh, really?
Are you thinking of Robert De Niro?
The Penn State, right? The Penn State coach?
Yeah, he was like a former.
Yeah, I thought Al Pacino played him in an HBO movie. Maybe, I don't know.
Monster.
Maybe I'm not right.
Monster, yeah.
No,
I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of them. The big ones, like when all those shootings happen, people always
the Sandy Hook one,
where people say it's like the same person at the same event or whatever. But it's always, I don't know. It's always so like vague, where you're just like, yeah, are you guys really like? It's like a stretch, and it's almost, and then it's like, why are you trying to like look for this? Like,
I bet
trying to make
as a person,
it.
where you're like, this is kind of a stretch, man. Like, what does that say about you as a person? Like, where's your mind at? Where you're trying to make this a conspiracy, you know? But Brett Kavanaugh is Christine Blasey Ford, so
no.
Look it up.
I have 2 words for that.
I'm gonna go with no.
I have 2 words for that, and it's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
No, well, Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. That's the big one.
Alex Jones. Who's
I
Bill
might
Hicks?
believe that. I want to believe that. That's one of those ones I want to believe so bad. I might be convincing myself it's true.
Who's Bill Hicks?
Well, isn't Bill Hicks a comic?
He's an old comic.
Yeah,
who died
from
in, like,
Arkansas. He was from
early
Arkansas,
90s.
I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Really funny guy. And he died in the early 90s, and then all of a sudden in like the mid to late 90s comes Alex Jones, you know?
Right.
They're kind of similar, and there's all these things where like YouTube videos will pull up like the same teeth.
Like he reinvented
Like
himself.
the same like distinct teeth and like the same mole and the same ears and like everything's like the same with a little bit of plastic surgery. And then there's all these connections with like their friends. So they have like the same like Bill Hicks' childhood friend is like Alex Jones, like longtime producer.
Wow.
So there's kind of like, it's like that, but it's one of those things where it's like, there's no proof, but it's like, I kind of want it to be.
Well, you know, as an actor or actress or a comedian or whatever, you're it's not you that's famous. It's whatever persona you developed.
The role. It becomes a role.
Right? And that persona could die.
Yeah.
And be rebirthed into something different. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird concept, but it kind of is, like, because it's like a frame of mind, right? When you're like, that's not always who you are. Who you are on stage or who you are as a entertainer is not who you are outside of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe, I don't know. But again,
sure.
Hey,
it just seems too. Some of that stuff's just too much. We're like,
yeah,
because like the Obama,
they're
Michelle
forcing
Obama
it.
as a man. Have you seen that?
No.
And it's all like there's like 3 videos that kind of look like Michelle has a dick. And it's like you will look at these 3 video clips and you're like, dude, Michelle Obama has a dick. Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
No.
But then you stop and think, and you're like, okay, like, because you
Let's
can
think
look at
through
2
this
video
logically.
clips and be like, totally convince yourself.
Right.
But then you can stop and think about what are like the 8 years of her being first lady of video clips you haven't seen that there's nothing there. Or how many people would have to know about that and keep it a secret?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like after a while, it's like you stop and you just take a step back and start thinking about the reality. And it's like, dude, it would be so hard for them to pull that shit off for that long and not really get caught.
Yeah.
And your 2 little video clips, like, yeah, they look pretty convincing, but like, I don't know. It's just like, it doesn't, you have to kind of weigh it in your mind. Like, what's more convincing? A couple clips that could be like out of context, that could be like, explained somehow. Maybe there's a weird thing in her dress. Maybe it's like a weird pocket that has her keys and a.
The sad part is, though, is everyone goes to the worst possible case scenario because that's where they want to go. Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, haha. Yeah, it's really immature. It's like picking your boogers and eating your boogers. Immature, but like you know, we like doing that sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, because they taste good.
People.
Do we?
Because they have protein.
Human beings. Yeah. Is there protein in there?
There's got to be some iron, maybe. You know,
'Cause you're digging
something.
Gross.
Some iron.
I bet on
Iron
all
Man.
these websites that you're talking about with all these stupid conspiracies that at least there's one like 1990s gif of an American flag with like sparkles and like some like eagle like soaring with like blazing fire behind him. Yeah,
definitely.
Because these sound like ridiculous like websites that are just fishing for like people's attention,
Right.
Like to start wildfires.
Yeah, why stir up fear?
Because they can, and it helps.
That
It helps their base because
it's like be scared. The government's coming after you. The government's after you, and then
it
it's
makes
like,
you curious.
here's a quick break from our sponsor. And our sponsor is like doomsday food prepping. And like, buy gold and like it's like,
gold,
and then back to our regularly scheduled program. It's like the government's poisoning your water. Don't drink the water. And then it's like here's our commercial break. Buy our bottled water.
You're like, wait, should I buy the water?
Doomsday water.
Oh
It's like,
no!
I feel like you see that with Alex Jones. It's like it's almost obvious.
No,
Like,
he's definitely pitching his own like supplements and his own tint when it comes to.
Well,
his
if he is Bill Hicks, also Bill Hicks was from Arkansas. You know, I mean, then that kind of makes sense. Like, you know, like you go live up in the Ozark Mountains.
Well, how did Bill Hicks die?
Some kind of cancer.
Oh,
Vaguely mysterious.
Like, well, no, I mean, there's
Pretend cancer.
It was kind of
like
he doesn't
pancreatic cancer kills you pretty quickly.
Oh,
Like
no.
if you don't
check
catch
it out.
I think it
soon.
just happened kind of quickly, and everyone's kind of like, "Oh, whoa, I didn't know." You
Wow.
know, but it also could have just been he didn't talk about it. You know,
Right. I mean, yeah.
Patrick Swayze
Nothing
died
to
of
explain.
pancreatic cancer. So like,
It's another thing. Like every one of these
So
conspiracies,
scary.
like the Bill Hicks one's, like I kind of like 70% believe it.
Wow.
You know, it's like, I don't really believe. Like if you were to put a gun to my head, I don't know if I would even like take a guess at one or the other. You know? I'd probably have to, right? But like everything is like even the things I'm pretty confident about, it's still just like even moon landing. That's something I'm pretty sure was faked.
Wow.
It's even still like I'm like 88% sure.
You're 88%.
I'm still never
sure it
even
was
like
faked.
90% sure about anything.
Because we never are.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, go back to the moon landing. What are the reasons? What are the reasons why you think it's faked? I just want to know.
I just think it was
It looks like bad
just
CGI.
the whole concept of us just in 1960 putting a couple dudes in a rocket ship, sending the rocket
that concept. Like we were
like hundreds of thousands of miles into fucking space, and like
So-
the only way they knew how to get there was like people like calculating with like a pencil and paper, like handmade calculations. Like they didn't have cell phones. I don't even know if they had GPS. Even like secret military didn't even have GPS yet. No internet, no cell phone, no cell tower range. And then they're like telling us that they're doing like a live broadcast from the moon. And it's just perfect signal, perfect everything.
It's like how'd they get?
It's so fucking far away. Like nothing bad happened. They didn't run into like one like stray meteorite or like they didn't like run out of fuel or like nothing broke.
That time.
Like the whole story just seems so perfectly fake. Like it's so perfectly believable, but also like now like in retrospect, just so like there's no way. It's like almost seems like a movie that they are like.
But maybe that was the first one they wanted to share
And then
with
there's just
people.
like the videos that I go back and forth because some of the stuff is like I've seen videos that are like this is actually proves that it like had to be filmed in space.
Yeah.
And there are some things where it's like just the lighting and stuff is like you couldn't replicate it.
Yeah.
And just the way they're moving some things, it's like how would you be able to replicate some of the things?
Mhm.
And then some of the clips are like it literally looks like they're like bouncing on wires. So I don't even know if it's like maybe even a half and half where they could have gone to the moon but also faked the land, you know? There's just so much times where it's like I kind of even go back and forth on the footage, but I'm more about just the whole logistics of like the story just don't really add up to me.
So,
and if you were to tell me that we were to do it like
Right.
10 years ago, I'd actually kind of believe it.
So
Because I'm
let's-
like, we probably have the technology now to like actually
Can I
put people
just-
in a rocket ship and shoot them up there, you know?
Can I just ask you one
And talk to
question?
'em.
Right? Which
I'm also a dumb idiot,
which
though,
was
so.
the Apollo mission that landed?
13?
Yeah.
11.
It was 11, right?
13.
So they had
11,
they
13.
Did, they
It's 13
did
the
10
movie,
more rocket launches before,
where if things went wrong.
Yeah, they did 10 more rocket launches before that to do studies on like how the
They put a monkey up there once,
yeah,
right?
they sent satellites out.
Yeah, they killed a fucking monkey up
That's
there.
Right, but
sad.
they no, he didn't die. back safely. Yeah,
I don't know. I just know a monkey was put into space.
The Russians then used to like shoot. I think they used to like shoot
They
dogs
put a
and
dog?
stuff, right?
The Russians
Multiple
sent a dog
times.
first, and then
A monkey too.
But yeah, so they had the calculation of like how to get to the moon. Like it wasn't like they were on pen and paper like just guessing. They were like throwing darts at a dartboard like
a little slide,
that's
the little
it.
slide calculator.
Like, they took 10 missions to help like
an abacus just
test this out.
Moon equals moon.
And then even watching the right stuff. If you ever seen the movie Right Stuff, they go through all those missions before like the manned missions where people died, like trying to get into
quote unquote died.
Well, you know what I mean, like,
but really they're like retired on a private island.
It's hard. It's hard to think that
as long as they don't talk.
But it's hard to think the government would spend
they give them new IDs and they grow facial hair and then they
you know what I mean?
Pablo Sanchez.
Well, no. I don't know. It's just it's weird.
Roaming the streets of Miami. I don't know. I just think there was a bunch of money to, like, it just seems like there's just a lot of like money that was like could have been just like stolen by like rich and powerful people, and then like there seems like a lot of actual like logistical motive, like to quote unquote beat the Russians to the moon and like have, like global superiority and like just be able to like walk into the UN and like throw your dick on the table and be like, look at us, we're the big, superior powerhouse of the world now.
We have
it makes sense for them to fake it. Like I think there's a lot of like incentive and motive, and like I think a lot of people made a lot of money.
Well,
no.
So it's just one of those things. And then also, but also like, what if it did happen? Like what do our lives change?
No.
Like say it comes out tomorrow. It's like basically everyone gets mad at a bunch of people who tricked us and
now you know for a fact that they're lying to you. Like we all know.
Probably like a couple thousand people.
We all already know they're lying to us and tricking us all the time.
Right. Half of them are like about to die, and they all just be like, "Hey guys, give us our money back and stop lying to us, you assholes." Like that's it. Like that's it.
Sure.
There's other conspiracies though that's like vaccines, where it's like, oh man, I'm not gonna start talking about that and like promoting like theories about that because that could actually like cause people.
What's your
to,
stance?
Like, see, that's what I
don't even want to talk about.
I go back and forth, but it's like I don't even want to put my like opinion out there as like a semi-promotion.
I feel like that about everything.
To like have that. That's a thing. Like that's a conspiracy.
It's a marketable thing.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
Because someone out here could listen and be like, "Oh yeah, well that did."
Oh,
even though you
don't even need to finish your thoughts.
This is a dumb comedy podcast that everyone knows. I mean, you click on this and you're not clicking on it for life advice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or are you?
Like even just kind of even subtly like lead to someone like either giving their kid autism or whatever, or just like having their kid be like an unhealthy, unvaccinated,
Dude, I have no idea.
I had an opinion based on
I'm so glad I don't have
YouTube
kids right
videos,
now. I don't have to think about it.
So it's like the moon is like whatever. There's no consequence there. I think there's other consequential conspiracies that I don't like to like get into because of that. Yeah.
I get it.
Like, I don't know.
With the vaccines, because I go back and forth because I'll watch a scary video that's like, dude,
every documentary.
Oh man, like, what? They're putting like poison in it? Like, oh my god! And then the next one's like, yeah, I didn't get my kid vaccinated, and now he's like,
his whole school first grade class died.
And so I kind of go back and forth. So I don't know. I mean,
that's awful. I don't know either way.
When I have kids, I'll probably start taking it seriously and doing research and whatever, But
that's a good question. If you did have kids, would you get them vaccinated?
I would start doing like actual research into it, not just like.
I mean, do you have friends that talk about this on a regular basis?
Not really. No, other than like joking and stuff. Yeah.
Like no.
Like, I mean, I think all my friends that have kids, like California, you have to have.
Do you have an opinion though?
I think you have to have them.
You don't have to tell me your opinion, but do you have an opinion on it?
I think they're pretty much all good, right? I think there's like outlier cases though where like kids do get autism. And so I think it's like a weird thing that's like, I think every kid, we should be advocating for every kid to get them, but we should also probably like take a step back and do more testing and like be a little more cautious about pumping every single kid with like a universal concoction of like chemicals. Like I just think there's like a weird thing where it's probably 99% of kids it's actually good and we should be doing it, and then there's probably a handful of kids out there that maybe we should not be doing it and finding alternative ways.
Yeah.
But it all just seems gross. It just seems like a gross, weird, where the pharmaceutical companies are so I mean, the pharmaceutical companies lobbied politicians to get people to like censor talking about it.
Dude, they're getting in trouble for that right now.
Talk about
like
it. I mean,
pharmaceutical
that's when it starts
companies.
being, like, red flag in my mind, where it's like, even though I'm like on your side,
if I can't talk about it,
well, yeah, why can't I? You know, wait, what's up? You know what?
That's a good rule of thumb to follow. If
those pharmaceutical companies are like they have a product, they're like, we're making vaccines, and then the government's like, every single person has to have 1 to 6 of these things. I mean, that's business.
But why would they want to cure something?
And that's when I start to also get a little skeptical and
if they can make it go away for a little while.
But my rule of thumb is like, also we should also be like vaccinating children. I mean, if it's like
just imagine this:
keep people safe and healthy.
We
should be trying to do something.
Imagine we were like cattle. Like someone owned
Not
us.
Hard to imagine. Yeah.
As a yeah, you know, you just take yourself.
That's when I'm like stuck in traffic.
But
like, 5.
So imagine you're like somebody's livestock, right? How cool would it be if you could convince your own livestock to ensure its overall longevity of health? Because I need you as livestock to do work.
We need like 50 more years of you paying your taxes.
Yeah.
Not 20
we
years
need to keep you alive. We don't want you to be, like...
We got a social security scam to keep up. You know, this Ponzi scheme's not going to work if we're killing everyone off.
Right.
We need that next generation of people to feed into the scheme.
I need you to have lots of problems, so it's going to cost a lot of money. Yeah. It's even more horrific than you thought it was. But anyway, that's what I guess, like, think about it that way. Like, yeah, from a human, like, a woke, like, oh yeah, we're putting fucking chemicals in our body all the time. Just as a woman, like, if you look up the ingredients for, like, what's in your fucking mascara, what's in your eyeshadow, what's in your lipstick, what's in your fucking lotions.
Your face doesn't absorb really well.
There's porous, right? Or like deodorants. You're putting it into your pits, like,
naturally our armpits are supposed to be
breathe and
where
shit.
Your body excretes toxins.
Right.
So when we're putting deodorant, we're actually like almost
clogging it up.
It's almost like it's like shoving something up your butt.
It's
like you're not supposed
gross.
to do it,
Like, and so like there's certain
like your butt's supposed to be where things go out.
Yes, exactly. There, like, but we're constantly trying to.
It might be fun. It might feel good. Speaking of like conspiracies and the government like keeping secrets and stuff, what do you guys think about the whole Area 51 thing?
Ooh.
Have you heard about this?
I saw
breaking news this weekend.
Thank you for bringing this up, because I saw some posts about it on social media, but I didn't know what they were talking about. I was like, something must have happened.
Yeah. What happened?
Like
at the Area 51?
Oh, you don't know?
No, we don't know.
So here, I'm gonna say the thing, and then I'm gonna say on top of it, there's a conspiracy. So it started as a meme, like a 4chan meme, like a petition going around, like everyone meet up on a specific day. I think it's like September 20th. That sounds right. Either the 20th or the 21st of this year. Everyone's going to meet up at Area 51 and storm the gates all at once. And the whole idea is like, you can't stop everyone. If we just get like 4 million people to just storm the fucking gates.
Somebody's going to get shot.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to get fucking shot.
Probably a million or millions, but they can't stop all of us. You know what I mean? So if everyone shows up
I don't know, man.
and storms the gates all at once at the same time.
It's
why? Why? Why do we need to get in there?
It's just a dumb little petition. But people just signed it. I mean, people just kept going like, ha ha, click, ha ha.
But now
click.
it's a real thing.
And the ball just gets rolling, and now it was like 500,000 people, and then it blew up because people are like, oh shit, 500,000 people. And now I think it's 1 million. Now I think it's getting on to 1 million or 2. It's like the ball is rolling now. But now it just turned into it just turned into memes. So it's just been everyone memeing. So that's probably what you're seeing. Is it's just really, it's a big joke. Everyone knows taking it really seriously. We might do a podcast.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm thinking about rolling up with this equipment and just doing a live podcast.
Dude.
Because it probably will end up being like 4chan nerds partying and doing dumb, just being idiots and doing stuff like this, like showing up and doing podcasts from there. So it probably will be a big, weird, goofy 4chan nerd party. It would be fun to go to.
I feel like 4chan is the stepbrother like to Reddit. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The naughty stepbrother.
The incel,
like I don't
racist
really
stepbrother of
Reddit. Okay.
But it's also like the one that goes on to be a comedian, like the one with it's like funny.
Oh no!
Or a pedophile. I mean, one of the yeah, give it up to 4chan though. I hope they all go. There's gonna be a lot of dead bodies.
Yeah.
And for everybody that signed that petition, they're probably being watched by the NSA right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know, right? Like,
well, so here's a double conspiracy.
we have a written confession that you said you were gonna fucking do this shit.
The NSA, you gave a lot of NSA workers some like work to do for the next year. For the next couple of months, I guess.
Yeah.
See the meme? I'm into meme making now. I make memes. I get meme templates and make funny text pictures on them.
Is that meaningful?
I'm memer.
To give your life memeing.
Don't let your memes be dreams, But there's a funny meme that's like it's like a girl coming up to a DJ. So like the DJ with one hand is like turning a knob on a table, and then his other hand is like face palm. This girl's like walking up to him, And so it's kind of funny because the guy's just so interested on just like keeping the music going and just face palming this girl, And so I made a little meme that's like millennials and like Zoomers, which is like the next generation, young Zoomers. They call them these days.
Oh no,
Gen Z,
that's funny.
Generation Z.
Okay, Zoomers. Interesting.
So it's like millennials and Zoomers, and then they're like the DJ thing, like the knobs are like Area 51. So they're like the millennials and Zoomers are like playing with Area 51, And then the girl is like the U.S. government, and it's just like face, like,
whoa,
get the fuck out of here, You're not gonna tell us we can't do this. But the government, the conspiracy actually though is on top of everything that the government, this is a conspiracy by the rich people / the government to distract everyone on the internet because of all the like pedophile stuff that's happening, like all the Epstein.
Oh yeah, coming to light.
And it's like
they're like, hey, look, a distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, yeah, powerful people are starting to get in trouble for their dirty, naughty, whatever.
Are into that. 4chan is really into like exposing pedophiles and being like anti like pedophile. I think because a lot of 4chan people were like
pedophiles,
molested and raped and stuff. I think that's why people.
That's where they came from.
Kids with like psychological abuse kind of get attracted to 4chan. So I feel like when they grow up and they start being a little more active and anti-bullies and anti.
I did not know that.
I wanted to write a comic.
Not everyone
about a superhero that had like a power to be able to like, hear that and like just bust it and like save you, like a comic book, like. Like their superhero powers, like identifying pedophiles and like
stopping,
like come save you.
Yeah,
would that be a weird comic?
That would be it.
Maybe.
What kids need a superhero?
Australia.
Yeah. That they do.
President Trump, now that he arrested Jeffrey Epstein, he's the hero we need.
We never knew.
Who knew?
Yeah, but so that's the deeper layer of this is all some big psychological operation.
Where are you
to like trick all the kids online into like freaking out about. So basically, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see a bunch of other like distractions every time like some rich powerful person gets exposed.
Right?
For, like,
they're paying for that. Like remember when we all saw like Britney Spears' panties, or she wasn't wearing panties getting out of the car. Remember that? That was because some shit was going down. Like. In the war scene.
Yeah, like Enron happens, and they're all like, oh yeah, look at all this stuff over here.
Yeah, there's like, that's what celebrity drama and all that's created for, is for you to look at that instead.
Yeah.
Are these are how conspiracies are started, though.
Rumors?
No, just a bunch of 3 people sitting in a room.
No.
And someone hearing it, and they'd be like, "You know what I heard one time?"
Be like, "Hey man, that Martha
these
chick,
scientists
you know what I mean,
we're
man?
talking
Like,
about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in somebody's mind.
Professional
I bet,
podcasters were
man,
talking
you know,
one time about
Good
yeah,
point.
have you heard the blue star theory?
No.
Like where your teacher, they stamp your paper, like good job blue star, and there's LSD in it, and people, like the kids touching it would like have a mild, they wouldn't touch it all the way, you know, like, or they like get a little bit on it, and like it would actually trip people out. You know, I never heard that
What?
story.
No.
No.
Yeah, true conspiracy. It's conspiracy.
Like it really
theory.
happened, or it's like an actual people
like,
just
I think
it
it's called
happened?
like the blue star acid test. I don't know, something like that.
Really?
I remember the acid test.
There were acid tests done.
No, what does it stand for? Acid
It's the Kool-Aid
test.
acid test
The
done in,
MK Ultra stuff?
No, this is
MK
like
Ultra,
something
yeah.
you learn in school, and it's like a math acronym. A it stands for something. C stands for something. The acid test. It's like in chemistry or something.
I don't know.
The pH balance.
No, it's a
I mean, like playing
thing.
Pink Floyd albums and
Yeah.
just seeing which kids start dancing and which
Yes.
don't, and being like, "You're on drugs. You're on.
Yeah, right?
You've smoked weed before. You've smoked."
The acid test. Found him.
And the kids that are like, "Turn this off. This is horrible." They're like, "Okay, that person's never touched a drug in their life. Good job, Sally."
Drug-free Sally.
Yeah.
2 kids in this classroom.
Or like hearing
Teacher's
time
not-
for the
not
first
included.
time, all the clocks going off at once.
Dude, I love that
Isn't that
song.
And then I was like, "Who's the Cubs fan?" Jeez.
Go Cubs, go, baby.
Cubbies.
I'm just joking.
I don't even like sports, but you know, Cubs are okay.
So these conspiracy
Go,
theories,
Cubs,
these
go.
are interesting. Like, yeah. I hope you don't really believe in all of these.
Oh no.
Nah.
Only some.
Only
Only most.
Only mostly some.
Only most of
I'm
them.
slowly
and
slowly
probably all of
taking
them
you down like
eventually in time. Give me
a
some time,
little
yeah.
like a notch. Maybe.
Give me enough time to convince myself, and I'll get back to you about.
Dude, you got to be careful. Some people, they take it too far.
What about Titanic? That's one I kind of believe.
Oh, did you hear about that? The one where they
How it's all
switched
fake.
the boat out?
What?
Yeah, so you know a little bit, right? Do you believe?
Oh, I
it?
totally
What you've
believe
heard?
that one. Yeah.
Really?
So it was
Yeah.
sunk on
It
purpose.
sounds so tragic,
No,
though.
Well, it was a ship that couldn't be repaired.
Did people really die?
Yeah. And it was like a lot of these, like, so here's the whole conspiracy. So, like,
Yeah.
this company builds this ship. It's called the Olympia.
Yeah, something like that.
Olympia,
It was-
Olympic, something like that.
Grandioso name.
And then, so then there was going to be a second ship. Once that ship was built and ran a couple times, they were going to build a second ship called the Titanic, right? And that was going to be like the big masterpiece, luxurious one that was going to be the big star of the fleet or whatever. So they built the first one, and it like crashed or something, or like ran into another boat, and so it fucked it up.
Yeah.
So they had to like do all these like really expensive repairs, and they never could fix it. Like it had like a list.
But they went through with it anyway.
Well, so what they did was they were like, well, we can't do an insurance claim on it.
Right.
Because it's already built.
So we'll just.
So they flipped the names of the ships. So they had 2 almost near identical ships. That Titanic was the second ship they were building. So they're like, well, let's just flip the fucking names. And it's even like a thing where they like flipped all the furniture too, right? They like switched all the furniture and all the boats, the passenger boats and stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole idea was like, well, we'll fucking sink this ship and collect the insurance money on it. Because we can't collect the insurance money on the real one.
Oh.
And the other one will just fucking run for like 20 years and we'll make a bunch of money off of it. But when the Olympic, which we're going to call the Titanic, sinks, we can collect money on the Titanic.
Got it.
But the Olympic is like public knowledge, known, and had this big accident, so we can't get the insurance money.
Got it.
So there's like a profit motive. But then there's like a secret, or like almost like a secondary secret conspiracy, which is all these like super really rich, powerful people
That were on the boat.
were on the boat.
Fucking duh.
That were the rich, powerful people that were like opposed to all of the bankers, all the JP Morgan banker people who were like kind of trying to take over the economy at the time.
Right.
And
They were
do the whole Federal Reserve.
What a great
conspiracy.
way to take them out
there's a bunch of,
and
like,
get
it's
an
one of those, like,
insurance
Spider-Man
policy cleanup.
double, yeah.
That's like they should. Is there a movie about this already?
There's like YouTube.
There should be a movie. We should make a movie about this, like some Wolf of Wall Street bullshit.
I think there's
like really
like a
shitty quality
History Channel. Like, conspiracies unfolded.
But that's one of those ones. Like, so I don't know how.
But I
Holy
believe
shit.
in that one. Yeah.
See, I believe it and don't believe it at the same time. It's like that's a weird one where it's like I do believe they switched the ships. There's evidence for
looked
it.
exactly the same.
Right.
The question is how many people, like how diabolical.
Who died? Who all died so that these people could
how-
make that money? How many people died?
I don't know if they had.
There wasn't even a lot of
I don't
people
think
that ended
they
up
saved it
dying.
on
The problem was
purpose.
all the males. So they guaranteed that all the rich men died. Because all the women and children got on boats, right?
See, I don't
so they're
think-
like, fuck all the poor people
Yeah.
and fuck all the rich men. Well, let's kill them all. Or let's let them die or whatever.
But why the poor
key
people?
was they
The poor
knew
people
the rich
always
men wouldn't
suffer.
be able to justify getting on the boats. That's why they specifically didn't make enough lifeboats. Because there was like a handful of men. It was like the Astor, who was like the second richest man in the world. That'd be like if Bill Gates died on a plane crash. You know what I mean? It's kind of a big deal where like it would have actually been. It would have been like if Bill Gates and like Steve Jobs and like Jeff Bezos all died on the same plane crash or something.
Where would
You know,
all
it was
that
like
money
three
go?
of the 5 richest people.
See,
in
that's
America,
where I don't
like-
believe the conspiracy because the money would just trickle down into the families.
Into
and
the
families would
families,
still
yeah.
have control of whatever. But I do believe that they switched out the boats for the insurance
Yeah.
claim. But
Shit.
they had no intention of sinking the ship. That was just an unfortunate happen of hitting the iceberg, and because the ship is already fucked up, the iceberg fucked it up even more. And that's why it's sank.
Wow.
And they still claimed insurance on top of it of a ship that
I feel like that's like almost every conspiracy too, where it's like I kind of believe like a thing happened, like
But-
9/11, like something happened.
Oh yeah,
I don't fucking know, man. And there's so many theories out there.
I don't
where,
want to
like,
get into that one.
but like the official story almost. Is
Damn,
like,
we are conspiracy
Right?
theories.
Welcome to the conspiracy cast. Yeah,
Look at
we're still
look
in.
at your
We're
YouTube.
backed into the
Look at your
conspiracy
YouTube.
corner.
My
still.
YouTube is not anywhere close to conspiracy.
I'm not fully convinced the
you know
Earth
what?
is round. 74% sure the Earth is globe.
You're teaching us how to take advantage of us.
Who on the moon told us not to go back? What aliens did they run into
The
that were
moon
like,
people?
get the fuck out of here and don't ever come back? The mafia aliens. But I don't think we went to the moon.
Like 3 years ago, I was like, if I keep going down this rabbit hole, I'm just gonna be like
A crazy person.
another like a tinfoil kind of.
You're Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You're selling the.
I never believed in Alex Jones. Like he was just.
You're
too
selling
much
the Doomsday Prepper food seed packets.
Dude, you know, I do get Doomsday Prepper videos too, but because I was looking up videos of like how to like can your own fruit and stuff like that, just because I'm into gardening, and so those things kind of cross over.
Canning.
Yeah, like, but
canning to conspiracy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
yeah, they're like, canning
You're not
to
buying your
Doomsday
food in bulk
Preppers.
from Costco? Oh, you
Yeah.
must be a crazy person.
Yeah, right.
That's the connection.
You must be a
Canning
prepper.
Doomsday.
Doomsday
conspiracy.
Prepper, you know, and then yeah, but no, my coworker was like, telling me about this, like, you know, the pop industry and the music industry and how it's all like Illuminati and MK Ultra, and she like made me watch a couple videos, and then that just fled like a flood of shit that came into my feed of all this other stuff, and I was just like, this is really heavy stuff. Like, I mean, it really, like, I was like really bothered for like some time there by the stuff that like was just it's unhealthy, man.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be good.
I think on every level it's unhealthy for you. Like on the surface it makes you sad and depressed, but like underneath it also makes you like, it gets you lost in this like depressing, like helpless phase. Like you get in this like, well, everything's fucked, so might as well just not even try kind of mentality, you know?
It also makes you
I think when you stop kind of
question everything.
like, you lose
Like,
hope.
Don't get me wrong.
This said hope yesterday.
You question things. You can't question like you can't question, is this burger real? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
why not?
I don't know.
Why not?
Maybe we're living in a simulation.
Why
you know what I
not?
mean?
Dude, I
Maybe
know.
maybe you are just a program of my construct. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to change your life? You're still going to go have a fucking taco on Taco Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know?
Yeah.
You might just be a little crazier doing it, but like,
Right.
like, believe what you want to believe. You know, I don't really care. Sure. Gotta give it to the high life, though.
Oh yeah.
Right? On all sorts of levels.
Would you like some water?
Oh no, I'm good. Thank you though.
So what else do we talk about on the show? We go conspiracy theories.
Well, let's ask our guest segment for like the new guests. We do a segment called Period or Colon. Nice. I think you have an idea of what this is. Period or colon?
My first anal, as they call it, last year.
Like in you?
Would you rather put your penis into the bloody vagina or the poopy colon? Period or colon? So,
sure.
You and your significant other getting a little frisky, you're getting down to business. Oops, it's that time of the month. What do? Do you do the period, or do you switch it up and do the colon?
I mean, can we just?
This is not where I thought this was going.
No.
Does it have to be those two
only, yeah. Gun to your head.
It couldn't be
gun to your head. You got to do one.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not into butt sex at all. So it would I've gotten my Red Wings
before.
Like so it's.
I'm not into any sex, so I don't know if it's.
That's an interesting question.
No, so you're a period man?
Like
or a colon boy.
I will say this: when I get my colon checked, they're gonna have to put me out. Like they're gonna have to put me out.
Oh no!
It's gonna happen to you when you hit 40. Your doctor's gonna be like, "Go get your colon checked."
No, I'm good. I think I'm just gonna go out.
What?
You'd rather just get the colon cancer?
I'm good. I'll just be good dying.
It's good to have someone check around in there. Do girls have that?
Have you ever had a finger? Have you ever had a finger in your butt?
No, well, I've had a little bit.
He took a bed like
not like a full. I've had like one knuckle. A little bit of knuckle
so
poke
you've
around.
Been knuckle deep then.
And then I clenched and squirmed and said no, you know what I mean? So I have someone was testing the waters and got a little bit, like maybe like a knuckle. Like a
little trigger.
The first knuckle, not the second knuckle.
2 inches maybe. For like half a second. That's about the extent.
Living on the edge over there, I see.
Getting wild. Ass poking season.
Have you ever had your asshole licked?
So then, for like 10 seconds, and then I told her, and then she was like, I forget what she said. I always say my mind, because it's like a thing that like my mind does. My joke go-to is always like, pause, yuck. And that's kind of like how I remember her saying that. But now that I think about it, I don't remember what she said. But she did for like 10 seconds, and then came up and like said something that was like, no, I'm not doing this.
That's how you get sick. You can get sick.
And I kind of was like,
that.
I get it. I get you.
I've
feel bad if you
licked a guy's butthole. I
remember doing it. I remember just kind of being like, I should probably. Why did we do that? Like, I don't really like this,
dude.
But it must. I mean, everyone loves it, so it must be good.
My buddy Neil does a joke, and it's out. Yeah, it's like something about like eating ass. He's like, I don't know if I could date these days because people eat ass. Like, it's a good joke. You should go see him. Neil sing. It's hilarious.
Keep hearing everyone talk about it. I don't know.
Does that mean you have like baby wipes in your purse or like?
You should. If you're gonna ask people to eat your ass, like you should keep that ass in like
here's
pristine condition. Okay,
just wipe your hands.
Like you can't have a shitty butthole and then be asking people to lick you on your butthole. Like that's just mean.
That's like a Plan B equivalent. Where like, if you don't have wipes on you, at least have like mouthwash and gum for like a Plan B. You know what I mean?
What? You're gonna put mouthwash on the butthole?
Like, sorry, I didn't keep it clean, but I got you afterwards. I got your clean.
Oh no! I'd be like, you better put this mouthwash on your butthole.
Have one of those bathroom attendants.
Shit.
Would you like a mint?
Yeah.
His butthole needs a mint.
I always wondered too, like, so like if you didn't have a wipe, but you had like one of those like Lysol wipes or something.
Oh yeah,
would that work?
No. You're gonna like cause like you're gonna burn something.
Does that sting, or is that just like
I'm sure like chemicals, like it's gonna cause a rash.
You sure it doesn't work?
I don't know.
Have you tried? Are you sure it doesn't work? Have you tried it?
No, but
I'm not that big.
I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't
floor
advise
cleaner
it.
and you spray it and give it a nice little wipe down
on your genitals or on
like
your
on
butthole.
butt, on your beehole.
I don't know.
Does it like hurt? Is it like diseases or? It's got to work, right? It's got to clean it.
I'm weird. I'm worried.
The
You're
problem is other
asking
side
because you want to
effects,
know because
you're gonna try it. Don't
You're
try
like,
it.
You're like, I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, all
Maybe
the sex
someone
I'm
else has
having,
done
I need to
this.
know for all the.
You need to keep your butthole nice and clean if you're gonna make girls go back there and lick it.
Right?
Oh yeah.
We're trying to help you.
Yeah.
I would say wax it first, maybe.
Yeah. I do like a shave every once in a while, clean it up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I do like clippers though. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you like shave,
You don't
if
want
it's too
that.
fine. Like the hairs are too small, it like hurts. It's
You don't
prickly
need
and
that.
rashy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So I
like cactus,
I like
but
trimmer it down. You know.
Is it like your beard?
It's like
hair?
a controlled burn, you
Like
know?
manscaping.
Like a forest fire. Yeah, exactly. Manscape, yeah. Yeah. I'm actually about to go mustache.
Ooh.
I was going to do it today, but I had a sunburn, so I didn't want to like be like a complete clown punchline because I guarantee I have like the whitest fucking underneath my beard right now.
You should do it.
And
that
do a
would,
mustache.
Honestly, that
I
would
just
be the
didn't wanna
best time to get like a new license. Is like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like just like
horrible, like, like it looks like the Joker.
Yeah,
it's like white
really nice,
farmer's
like,
tan on your face.
shave. Get a new license. Yeah, you're like, I don't know. Those were young, strange days, officer.
So it looks like Santa Claus. Oh, that's your skin. Oh, that's white skin. Jesus. Yeah, I was gonna do full. I was gonna get my hair cut and go full shave, clean shave, and have someone like do it and get like a nice little mustache. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it. And I like scheduled this appointment with like a friend of a friend who like has a business that does that. And then I was like, man, this is like 4 days before Pride. Maybe I shouldn't do that and send the wrong message to everyone, you know, because I'm like actually straight. But if I have like a freshly shaven like 70s porn stash, you know?
See, now you know what it's like to be a girl. You have to care, like
yeah,
that people might
worry
try to
about,
fuck
like-
you
Yeah.
based on things
I
you
ain't wanting
do.
a piece of meat.
Yeah, right. See, welcome to our world. Sean.
Those gay guys would totally know because no gay guy would have gone and gotten a sunburn and then shaved.
That's true.
Ah!
They'd have been
Like,
sunburned.
yeah.
So I should have done it. The smart
should've.
move would have actually been to just go through with it and do it because then my tan would have worked out.
Oh, right.
But now I'm going to have to go do it and then go like tan my face.
Have you
next
ever thought
week
about
after
getting
I
like
do
the wax and like curling?
I kind of want to do that eventually, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So I want to just get a big, thick, nice mustache,
'Cause
but
that-
then I want to be able to every once in a while, ironically, twirl it up into a hipster.
Because that's like a sign. That's an automatic like avoid me sign.
Right? Like
That's an automatic. I'm a douchebag.
yeah, this is-
Another one.
Like
of
I have
those.
opinions, and
Oh.
you better agree with them.
I wasn't going this way. I actually need to go back. I forgot some in my car. You know, just a quick U-turn. Like,
going for that record like a whole year, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's what Zoltan was saying on the last podcast.
Zoltan.
Like,
he's funny.
you know, he shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm from Budapest. And I was like, oh, so like hypothetically, say people don't know where Budapest is. Where? And he's like, this is crazy. He's like North Park Radio. I thought I'd show up. It'd be like hipsters and like berets, like telling me more than I even know about Budapest. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, no. I was like, actually, we kind of
Some
don't even know if the
regular
world
dudes.
is flat or round.
Nice.
Like, you're right though. Like hipsters from North Park probably should be like, you know, have very strong opinions that agree with Obama, and you better not disagree.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how you become the thing that you are against sometimes.
Well, yeah.
You know, in your passion to be like, wait, is this in the lift on the way to SeaWorld? So it's like talking about like, you know, being from the South and how like you didn't want to admit being from the South and South people suck. And it's like, but then it's like, you know, there's some good people probably from the South too, you know, and like you generalizing them is just making you like them. They're generalizing you, and that's why you hate them.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck you, I'm going to generalize you. And you're like, wait, like this
They
isn't
started it.
this isn't accomplishing anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It's interesting, yeah.
Everybody needs a place. Everybody needs a group.
Yeah.
whether it's conspiracy theories, the Roman Catholic Church.
What if somebody like got bit by a snake in their butthole? I found someone to suck out the poison. That's the important part.
Ass poking season.
Have you ever had your asshole licked?
If you're gonna ask people to eat your ass, like you should keep that ass in like
here's a wet wipe
pristine condition, okay?
Please wipe your hands.
Like you can't have a shitty butthole and then be asking people to lick you on your butthole.
That's the entrance to God. If you can suck your own dick, we'll count that. That counts as sex.
Some
if you can do
yoga
that.
shit. Well,
Like if you're getting your dick wet on your own,
you're pretty well.
or if you can get it into your own butt somehow, like that, we'll give you a point for that. That'll count too.
You want to see more titties, don't you? Don't you, you titty wanting to see her? You know, I see dicks all the time.
Yuck. Walk into the UN and like throw your dick on the table and be like, look at us. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy do you guys think I am? On a scale of 1 to flat earther, how crazy am I?
I need some tampons.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. You know, I get it.
I need some tampons.
Hello, NSA handler.
Oh,
no. Fuck you, son. Fucking Sun Monster wins again. You know what I mean? Like, god damn it.